We are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday. It is 2021. Excited to be here. Excited to be with all of you. Those of you who have been following us and working with us know we've been doing these power sessions for, I believe I've been doing them for 4.5, almost 5 years now. And for 2 years straight on Facebook so that they were free to everyone. It used to just be a paid subscription for our internal circle, for our clients and stuff to be able to get access to. But this has been so awesome, so wonderful. And of all those times, of every session, what would that be? I skip a couple of weeks max at the end of the year and maybe some other conflicts. So let's say 50 just for easy math. So more than 200 power sessions. This is the most important one we've ever done. And I'll share why in just a little bit. And we'll get to that. So yes, anticipation. Oh, you better invite people. You better make sure that you share this out because it's going to be so amazing. Well, I would hope that they're pretty amazing every week, but that's not because I'm amazing. That's because you all are willing to apply this stuff. You all are willing to work through your own brain chemistry, your neurology, your habits, your conscious and unconscious patterns. This is awesome. This is what we do. Life is a big, giant experiment. And what we're doing here is we're making sure that the parameters of the experiment are being explored and we're curious about them. I mean, can you imagine a scientist walking into the laboratory and feeling like the beaker was giving him a bad look and triggering all of his insecurities? And so he walks out of the lab and goes home and doesn't do anything. No, we want to bring this curiosity. We want to bring this observation to our lives, but we also want to bring forward motion. We want to bring action. And that's what we want to talk about today. We want to dive into one of the number one requests that we receive as Habit Finder coaches. As an organization wide, the number one request that we receive, and we want to take that on today. We want to take it on now. And so let's get this thing started. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Habit Finder Facebook page or replay or whatever platform you are watching this as a podcast or whatever it might be. Excited to have you here. My name is Paul Blanchard, president of Habit Finder. I love doing these power sessions. I've been doing them for years, as I was saying before we kick this thing off. Hundreds and hundreds of these. And this will likely be the most important one that we have ever done. And I'll share why in just a little bit to give you time to share this out, comment, tag friends, the people that need to hear this. Because today we are taking on the number one request, the most common request that we get asked in terms of what we do with the brain and what makes people the most money, what creates the most dreams, and what accelerates their success more than anything. We're taking that head on today in a way that I have never, ever taken it on before in a power session. I'm very excited for this. It's going to be awesome. So I'm glad you're here. Let me make sure I got the comments up because I want to be able to see people as they're coming in and say hey and whatever else. This is awesome. So hello to everybody who said hi to me before we officially kick this thing off. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your time. Let me get right to this, okay? Let me first tell you what the number one request is that we receive here at Habit Finder. We receive more often than anything else to help people eliminate procrastination. They know that if they get rid of procrastination, that they will succeed, that they will be more consistent, that they'll find more fulfillment, more accomplishment, which will lead to more confidence. They won't feel stuck as often or as much or ever. All of this stuff comes down to eliminating procrastination. In fact, that was the symbol that represented these sessions. The number one tool that we use for eliminating procrastination, the method that we teach executives and leaders and entrepreneurs, hundreds of thousands of people, the method that we teach is called the Power Session Method. This is a very specific, very unique method that has 10 particular pillars and practices and principles that we drive into people's lives, one little incremental piece at a time, that when the whole orchestra is built in your life, it is the most powerful thing we have ever found from us or anyone else for eliminating procrastination, for creating greater success in your life and everything. So when I was thinking about what the show or the training, as it was when it started, would be called, that I would do every week, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 weeks, one at the end of the year around the holidays and everything, and then 1 or 2 other emergencies here and there. And then I think the 3 times in 5 years that I forgot to hit record before we did it live on Facebook, that you were talking hundreds and hundreds. What was it going to be called? We decided to call it the Power Session, that we would spend time here with you focused on the most important things. That was the mentality. Well, as we are going to dive into how to do that, as we are going to provide some insight and an experience unlike any other that we've ever created for the Power Sessions, I think it's also important to let you know that the Power Sessions are ending. That this is the last Power Session that we're going to do as Habit Finder. Yes, I can't keep a straight face. It's not because we're not going to be showing up and pouring into you every week. We're just going to change the name, okay? And we're also going to change the day. So starting next week, we're going to Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So I want you to make sure you mark your calendars, get ready for that. You're still going to see me live here on this page and anywhere else that you're getting this, whether it's from our emails that get sent to you as a part of our Habit Finder community, or any other posts or other things that we do and share out. But we're changing this, and we're in the process going to rebrand, because it is a little confusing, because Power Sessions is one of the primary methods we teach our clients. And so we're going to rebrand this show, have some fun with it. I love that stuff as much as anybody. I love working with companies on their marketing and how to be more effective and reach people, and also saving people from some really, really bad ideas. And so in doing so, we get to apply our own superpowers to what we can call this show in the future. In fact, throw in the chat if you have a great idea for what this show should be called, because I think that would be really fun. Even if it's total left field, goofy, whatever, let's hear it. What do you got? What should my weekly show be called for Habit Finder that is focused on all of you and changing brain patterns and feeding your drive and your inspiration and challenging our unconscious patterns of thought? So throw it in the chat. I would love to see what you think my show should be called. We've got a couple ideas in mind, but hey, we can always pivot. If there's one thing we are as a company, it is very agile. And hang in, because this isn't why it's the most important show. Trust me, I'm not that pretentious to say this is the most important show because we're rebranding and all. No, I wasn't kidding. This will be one of the most impactful shows if you will follow my instructions carefully. I've never taught it this way on a Power Session before. Ooh, the tomahawk. I like that. Are we culturally allowed to do that in 2021? I don't know. Well, who knows? I guess if it's not a football team or a professional sports team, I'll be okay. Ooh, the pivot. I like it. The pivot. This is great. Throw in the chat. Keep throwing it. Even if you're watching this recording, please throw in the chat any ideas you've got for what the show should be called. Please be family friendly and appropriate. Okay. And all that jazz. So, I don't judge you for having thoughts that aren't things you would ever put in the chat. I'm definitely right there. Fundamentals. Love it, Brittany. That's awesome. Okay. So, and again, if you're watching the replay, keep throwing them in, because we keep track of the comments, questions you've got from what we share on here. If you're watching this as a replay, you can put questions in, all that stuff to be able to interact with us and our team. We keep an eye on these posts and interact with them. So, pattern disruption. Heck yes. That is my favorite thing in the world. People ask, what do you do? And I said, I'm a pattern disruptor. That's just become the easiest answer. Mostly anything I could do to avoid the term life coach. No offense, whatever. That's my personal preference in terms of that particular word that seems to have been diluted, or that particular role that seems to have been diluted. So, yes, we certainly understand the value of driving this into podcast platforms and everything else, which we're working on doing so into this new year as well. Okay, but let's get to it, because we're talking about, I set up a pretty tall order. I said this was going to be the most important Power Session that we ever do, because it is totally focused on the number one thing we get requested to help our clients do, and that is to eliminate procrastination. couple of things that are important to remember. Everyone procrastinates. Every human being procrastinates. In fact, the first key to eliminating procrastination is to understand procrastination, like the term itself. To procrastinate means to put off to tomorrow. So when you hear someone say, I put the pro in procrastination, they're actually onto an incredible insight. Because if you can put the pro in procrastination, it means you can get better at procrastinating. When you get better at procrastinating, you actually start to eliminate what people would deem as negative procrastination. Because putting off to tomorrow is an incredible skill. You want to be able to learn how to put off to tomorrow on purpose. Because guess what, everybody? You can't do everything today. In fact, many of us don't do nearly as much as we could have because we tried to do it all. And some of us even don't do anything because we tried to do everything. So that's a really important key in terms of eliminating procrastination. So we want to stop looking at it as I just need to get everything done. That's not how you eliminate procrastination. Eliminating procrastination actually has more to do with simplifying and putting off to tomorrow the things that don't absolutely need to get done today based on your alignment and your goals. So that's super critical. The next piece is getting to work. You got to get to work. And we're going to address this in just a second. Super important. As we've been launching these social code courses, as we've now launched Cracking the Social Code and Cracking the Social Code Pro, it has been so fun to watch the principle. And who's in it? Throw it in the chat. Shout out if you're in Cracking the Code, Social Code, whatever the easiest thing is to say. We're still deciding the best way to do it in acronyms or coders or whatever, and stuff like that to make it easy for people to identify with as the community of people that are in that course. It's been awesome to watch people be able to apply the principles of Habit Finder, the principles of connecting better with people, using your mind constructively, all these things that we do, but it's built on this map, on this field of social media that allows you to always get your bearings. You always know where you are because you know what you're supposed to do. Really looking at adding a lot more of that kind of utility, that kind of put into action and learn about your mind as you're taking the very simple, clear steps of action moving forward. Okay. And Della, I love you. Sorry. That's so great. I'm not laughing at that, I promise. Oh, that's so great. All right. But I love these are awesome. Oh, I love you. You guys are so my people. Oh, this is wonderful. Anyway, but yeah, the people in the social code course, this is so awesome, but it's so fun to build a course where you don't have to wonder what to do, but it's also not all encompassing. Those of you in the course know that it doesn't take you all day to do it. In fact, most of you shouldn't be spending more than about 45 minutes to an hour, all said and done. Some of you have streamlined it even better than that, who have been using social media for a while to be able to get in, get out, and do what you need to do to take your reach and your influence just beyond. And if any of you are watching this right now and you don't have Cracking the Code, it's $300. $300. If you're on here and you have any worthy message, any product or service that you believe in, that you're involved in, that you're a part of, or you just feel like you've got a voice that people need to hear, you should be in that course. We've had almost 500 people get in it already, and we thought we were going to start seeing diluted percentages in terms of how successful people were being with it and what they were able to create with it. And no, it's been unbelievable, sustaining it, just so many high percentages. The anecdotal feedback we're getting on a daily basis is unbelievable. I can't wait until we've got solid, grounded statistics, because we've got people that are building and staging and layering their Facebook and their social proofing and all this stuff, and how to continue to expand their reach. And they're being challenged by having to really engage their pond so that they can get onto the oceans and all this stuff. But if you're not in it, get in it. If social media could enhance, social media done right, let me clarify that, could enhance what you're doing. Okay, but let's get back to the most important power session we're going to have. This is also the last power session in terms of this show we're ever going to have. And that is that when it comes time to eliminating procrastination, when it comes time to creating your dreams, when it comes time to getting what you want, action, forward motion is required. So here's what I want you to do right now. This is what is going to make this the most important session that I've ever taught, because it'll have a bigger impact than any other session I've ever taught immediately. And is this. First thing I want you to do, I want you to take out your phone. Okay. If you're watching this on a replay, anything, okay, I typically do a 35 to 45 minute show. Okay. We're 20 minutes in right now, which means we've got about 20 minutes, give or take, left where you would be sitting here watching me teach you and share and interact and all this kind of stuff. Okay. So I want you to take out your phone and I want you to take out your timer. I want you to set it for 10 minutes. Set your timer for 10 minutes, just like this. Okay. So that when you hit start, it does that beautiful thing right there. Okay. This is a contract with your brain. We talk about this in our coaching, which is a critical piece to being able to make sure that you duplicate it. There's a very specific way to timing what you do and how long it should be, but I want to get you into this. Okay. So we're going to set this for 10 minutes. You've got 20 minutes. You would have stayed here listening to me blabber on about stuff that flies over some people's head to make me sound smart and whatever, and other stuff that can really rattle your cage, and other things that you can apply right now and everything in between. Okay. But today, right now, you've got your timer out. Hopefully everybody does. I want you to put in the chat, in as simple or as vague a terms as you want, something that you have been procrastinating. Maybe you've only been procrastinating for an hour. Maybe you've been procrastinating for 2 years. Something you've been procrastinating. And as soon as you put it in the chat, we're going to recognize you, celebrate you, honor you, and you are going to sign off, hit start on your timer, and get it done. Or at least get a significant chunk of it done. And 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot until you do 10 minutes and it's the only thing that you do. Awesome. Sherry Richardson, you are amazing. You are wonderful. The world deserves to hear your book. Now sign off, set your timer for 10 minutes, and write for 10 minutes, girl. Go write 10 minutes of your book right now. And it may be the most impactful 10 minutes you ever write, because it's going to lead to the other 10 minutes and the other 30 minutes and everything else. Bailey, phenomenal. We don't need anything amazing and elite and profound to be able to feel accomplished and build our confidence. Go do that in your bathroom. Set your timer for 10 minutes and go clean your bathroom. Make it amazing. Sign off of here. Go do it. Kathy, client follow-up. Perfect. We call that taking out the garbage and doing the dishes of your business. Go do your client follow-up and love it. Be so zeroed in on how many wonderful, uplifting, inspiring messages you could send to your clients in the next 10 minutes. Thelma, taxes and income. That's amazing. We may feel like it takes hours and hours to do that. I'm guilty of doing that. You're going to take 10 minutes and see how much you can get organized, how much headway you can get on that in 10 minutes with that timer in a place you can see it to rock and roll that. Who else? Natalie, awesome. Getting to my healthy weight. Great. What are you going to do in the next 10 minutes to be able to put a plan together of what you want to accomplish, when you want to accomplish? Natalie, you know this space. You know this world in terms of what works, what doesn't. Get some things down on paper in the next 10 minutes to make it more real, and why you're doing it. Okay, why you're doing it. Are you doing it to be able to look a certain way? Are you doing it for other people? If you didn't accomplish it, would you feel guilty or shameful? Really get some of that stuff out on paper. Debbie, cleaning the island off in the kitchen. That's awesome. We want to downplay that stuff as, oh, we use that to distract ourselves and whatever else. No, go do those things and then see what the next 10 minutes can bring you. Stories. Mary, love it. You're focused on getting your stories. You could do some phenomenal stories, or at least curate some phenomenal stories. Maybe you post a few of them now and then you save the rest in your photo roll to post as stories later. Follow up, Charlie. That's where it's all at. That's the fortune, right? So follow up. Anyone that we've been naming off, and we're getting so many now, we're definitely not going to get to all of these, but this is so great. I'm watching them come in the chat. You're watching this replay. You're going to see them in the chat. Whatever you've been procrastinating, whatever you've been putting off. Tammy, awesome. 10 minutes on the treadmill. Go do it right now. Sign off. We should see numbers going down, unless it's because you guys are sharing and tagging other people right now. But this is what we should be doing right now. You were going to be on here with me for another 10, 20 minutes. I have no doubt that I could be as entertaining and goofy and weird and insightful as possible to keep you here. So go use this 10 minutes for you. Go get to work on something that you would be putting off. Don't go, okay, I guess I'll sign off and go do something else random. Go do something you've been procrastinating. And especially if it's something that you feel like you need way more than 10 minutes for, and set your timer for 10 minutes and extract everything you can out of that. You'll start to learn that life isn't about how much time, it's about how you use it. It's about what you pull out of it. I've had clients do more in 10 minutes than they used to do all day, not from frantic activities, but from intentional, focused work. Okay. I'm getting ready to sign off here too, because I've got work to do. I've got things I've got to set a timer for. I'm going to do exactly what I'm challenging you to do. Okay. Reaching out to someone, am I scared? I love that. Not only are you being focused on a single task, something you've been procrastinating, but it's going to teach you so much about you. Making your brother's wedding cake. Hey, you got 10 minutes to get started on that, to be able to get some ingredients organized or staged or whatever. There's no right or wrong stuff here. You know what you've been procrastinating that would unleash the next level of your energy, the next level of your fulfillment, of your confidence, of your courage. Pick that. What is that for you? Set the timer for 10 minutes and rock it right now. You don't need to come on here today and hear me talk anymore. Today is about coming on here, connecting. We had some fun. I got to tell you about our course if you haven't been in it yet, because it's that good. And now let's get to work. Let's do it. Like this is it. This is how I want to go out in terms of the power session show. I want you to leave the last power session show that I'm ever going to do doing a power session in its simplest version. Set a timer for 10 minutes and just rock it. It's the only thing that you're going to do for 10 minutes. And then celebrate the living daylights out of it. Like the way that annoying restaurant that always brings everybody together and bangs on drums for your birthday celebrates. Like it should be that kind of celebration. Okay? We're starting to get it. The numbers are going down. Attendees are going down. That's what I want to see, because you're going to get to work. You're not going to miss anything. No FOMO. There's nothing else I'm going to say that matters other than waiting for you to sign off to go get to work. So let's see the numbers drop like crazy right now. Okay, we saw it up over 50. I want to see this thing just drop off. If you're watching me right now, go set a timer for 10 minutes, sign off of here, and get off. I want to see this number get to 0. Let's see how low we can get it. We finally got it below 40 now. Seriously, if you're watching, get off. Go away. 10 minutes. Just focused on you, what you've been procrastinating. Get to work. Go have fun with this. Go make it amazing. Beth's going to go connect with people that she met in networking. Going to do follow-up. Going to go for a walk. Yes, Dawn. So good. Yes, you need a walk because you are just so built for people. It's just something you do endlessly. So go for a walk for you. Awesome. Let's get this number down, people. Seriously, sign off. Like I feel, leave, go away. This is what it's about. Getting to work. Jumping on here, thinking that you were going to listen to me talk so you could kind of have a justifiable procrastination for the next 30, 45 minutes. But no, I'm shooing you away to go do something for you, something you're putting off, something that will add to your fulfillment, add to your life to be able to do this. And then come back on here in the chat and share it. Let us know. And then we'll see you on Wednesdays after this week from now on. Sweet, the numbers are dropping even more. If you're still watching, go away. We want you working on you. We want you doing something for 10 minutes, the 10 more minutes, 10, 15 minutes that I would have been focusing on me talking to you, or you focusing on me talking to you, or whatever. We want to get rid of that. Okay? And you're also still... Okay. All right. We will talk about multitasking, Jennifer, for sure. But this is awesome. Jump in. Seriously. Let us know what you're going to do, and then sign off and get out of here. We should see the numbers on this live dropping like crazy. Like I want to see the metrics of when I started to tell people to leave, and I just want to see that graph go. Boo. I'm not joking. Go. Bye. I realize if you're just joining right now, you're probably very confused. You're going to want to watch the replay. But just know, I want you to leave this Facebook Live that you just joined. I want you to leave right now and go do something for 10 minutes for you. Go get to work. Do something that's going to make you feel great afterwards. Even if it's only part of something and you have a hard time feeling great about only doing part of something, go do that and celebrate it. Okay, we're at 20. We're at 18. Yes, we've dropped way down. Okay, keep leaving. Keep going. I'm going to sign off. This was great. This was awesome. I love you all. If you're just jumping on, we want you to leave. Okay? If you're getting on this power session, we don't want you to watch. We want you to go take 10 minutes and take on something that you have procrastinated, something that you would normally put off, and celebrate it. And stop for a second, realize how powerful even 10 minutes can be. And if we can live life in those moments, whether it's multi-million-dollar CEOs and executives we work with, or entrepreneurs that make more money than I could ever count, and everybody in between who make a side hustle of a few $100s. If you can honor 10 minutes like this and celebrate you can win at anything. Okay. The numbers should not be going up. They should be going down. We're done. Signing off. Go get to work. I'm going to do the same thing because we tend to practice what we preach here. So I'm going to go dive into a power